down evil upon others. Now that can tend to slow it down. Now let me ask you, did you mean to hurt them? No, not always. Were there times you did? Yes. Isn't that true? I had a couple of other elders with me one day. I wasn't feeling good, had a cold, kept slamming my car door. I told them quit it. They kept it up. So I wanted them to know. Now I'm upset. Quit slamming my car door. Did I mean it? You bet. Did I tell them I was sorry later? Absolutely. But it happens to us, doesn't it? That's just part of it. Were there times you didn't mean it? Absolutely. Now see, that can slow down what James in chapter 3 calls a raging fire because of that little tongue, like a little match. You remember that? It set a whole woodlands on fire. And now we can't hardly put that out. And that's what's amazing. See, so because of pride, sometimes pride can absolutely do us in. One brother said it's just dangerous to think we know something. And isn't that so? I've been in the truth 20 years. I know something. No, we don't. Maybe we've been accused of something. Now, isn't that the time? See, we didn't even think about doing it. Now, that's the time to get it straight, isn't it? We're going to get out here in the yard and we're going to go at it. Well, let's turn to Matthew chapter 11 and note verse 19. Matthew 11 and note verse 19. Just fascinating. And verse 18 says, John came along. In all honesty, and this is strictly my opinion, there must not have been a more righteous man than John. We don't read of any of his negatives. We read of all, and yet we know he sinned. So here's this beautiful example of one who truly imitated Jehovah, and yet what did they say about him? He came neither eating nor drinking, yet people say, he's got a demon. See? Isn't that crazy? Now you turn around and the Son of Man did come. He's on level with people. He'd sit down and have a cup of wine with you and chat with you and talk and laugh. And what did people say about him? Look, a man gluttonous, given to drinking wine. See that little stab right in there? Oh, I think he could be a drunkard, see? Friend of tax collectors and who? Sinners. You know, he hangs around prostitutes. Now, if you just let that hang here, you see what that says? That's serious business, isn't it? Under the law, what could happen to you? You could be put to death. How did Jesus respond to that? Well, he knew it was baseless. So what did he do for our example? He says this, all the same, wisdom is proved righteous by its works. He too just let it go. So let's not be hasty in forming conclusions. See, here's what can happen. That's like throwing wood to the fire. It starts to build into a legal anger. Now we feel like we can override love because we've been offended in a righteous way. And you'll be talking to somebody, I'm upset. I don't like the friends. Well, now what should we be doing? I don't care about that. Now, you leave me out of it. I'm mad at them, see? And now we've done shoved aside what we ought to be doing, showing love, because now we're righteously angry, see? Let's illustrate the point. What's wrong, brother? You can read it in someone's face, can't you? And we can. Sometimes I'm the same way. What's wrong, brother? I stumbled. They just don't treat me right anymore here, and it stinks. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to change book studies. I'm going to get over that book study on Tuesday. They hug you when you come in. They make sugar cookies. They love you. And you get over there, and hey, stinks over here, too. Tell you what, I'm going over to Tennessee. That's right, I'm changing congregations. There's a Kingdom Hall that sits on I-40. I've stopped there. They just love you. They hug you. They just don't know you. You know what a brother told me? He said, Steve, if you find the perfect congregation, please don't you ever move there. See, pretty soon we're moving all across the country. We're in Japan. It just takes longer for them to figure out that something ain't right. That makes about as much sense as this. I'm in the 6th grade. Think I know something. You remember that age? Think I know more than Dad, Mom, teacher, see? Begin to smell something. Whoo! I shot my hand up. Teacher. She said, Mr. Ellenbaugh, something stinks over here. She said, what do you have on your mind? I said, think it's her, little old blonde-headed girl that always had sat in front of me. From the time we'd sit in alphabetical order, I now pushed it off on her. When she turned and looked, you know what that little slip of a girl did? Started bawling. But I didn't care. You can't come to class stinking. Isn't that what you've been taught? Wash yourself. You've got to have a clean environment to learn. If she's unclean, she needs to get it straight. And that's just the way it is. I'm not going to be no hypocrite about it. I don't care if she is crying, see. And so now teacher says, well, I'll tell you what. You just sit over here where so-and-so's not here today. Well, thank you very much. And so I get over in that seat. Whoo! Shot my hand up. Stinks over here, too, see. She said, well, Mr. Hellenbaugh, because you're special. Now, you have to watch how you use that word special in the South, don't you? Somebody can say, you're special, or they can go, you know you're special. And you know which bus you ride, don't you, then? She said, because you're special, we're going to sit in this seat that's over here all by itself, just reserved for people like you. Well, thank you very much. Thank goodness somebody finally recognized. Sitting over there. Touch my hair. Remember those crew cut days, brothers? You'd take that grease. Remember that grease you'd put on there? It'd lay anything back. That stuff turns rancid. You know how it smells? Worse than rancid bacon grease. The stink was on top of my head. The stink had been moving around that classroom. Now, in my defense, I was taught this. If you realize you're the one that's been stinking it up, then be a man and go tell someone you're sorry. So you know where I marched over to? I marched over to that little girl, and I said, I am sorry. I was the one stinking it up. And I've been good friends with her and her husband. Took on a magazine just before we left to go on assignment. But you see the point, friends? If we find that we're the ones that's been stinking it up, and that could be the case, if we realize I'm the one that's been raising the stink, then what courage. And you admire that kind of courage when somebody steps up and says, I'm sorry, I'm the one that's been stinking it up. Well, thank you very much. Let's just let it go. Let's go get some ice cream at DQ. You see how that works? You admire ones. You admire ones who step up and say, I'm the one that's been stinking it up. That takes a lot of courage. Jehovah admires that. Now, though, let's continue with that thought of still and yet that some have a tendency to harbor resentment. Something said in the conversation just didn't set well with you. You put it in the back burner, but you begin to think about it, see? And your next meeting, you waiting. Yeah, let the elder go on by me now. Come on, say something to me. Ah, there he didn't. There you go, 39. Did it 39 times this month. Now you get home and you call who? One of your family members, one of your friends, don't you? Hey, elder hadn't been treating me right again. Yeah, I've noticed it. He doesn't like you. He can't stand you. He didn't like you before you ever knew you. He just doesn't like you. Now you're upset, see? Now you're so angry, you could grab a hold of a post and just twist it. It just eats you up, see? And now you say, but I wouldn't, and we say, I love them, but be careful with that kind of talk. Be careful with that kind of talk. Because, see, when we start to sit on something like that, we start brooding on it, we start justifying it and going, well, now wait, something's going to hatch all right. And it is not going to smell right. Leviticus 19:18 says, do not have a grudge against your brother. Why? It stirs up contentions. Proverbs 29:22 says it stirs up contentions. Carries the very idea that it stinks. It's rotten. On my route, years ago in Tennessee Pride, I'd always had heard about chitlins. I was just so curious I couldn't stand it. And we had a butcher in the back room, and I spotted the little white jug. You know what I'm saying? It said chitlins. And I said, are those things stink as bad as what I've heard? He said, come here.